Yo, what you saying, people? Welcome back to my channel. I am DJ Kiz Walsh, and today I'm going to be talking about the just announced Pioneer XDJ-XZ. So if you haven't already seen, Pioneer just announced a brand new system. It's an all-in-one DJ system. It has 4 channels. It doesn't have the function to use 4 decks, unfortunately. You need to plug in an external piece of equipment or plug that into a piece of software on a laptop or computer or something to be able to use those 3rd and 4th decks, but it does have the functionality there, so it is possible. And yeah, we're going to be discussing this brand new piece of equipment today. I'm mostly going to be giving you my opinion on it and where I think it sits in the market. Of course, I don't have the equipment here with me. It's only just been announced, so I can't give you a breakdown of the buttons and what things do creatively. But Crossfader already did an amazing video on that. Jamie Hartley absolutely smashed it. So what I'll do is I'll leave a link to his video in the description. Make sure you go and check that out. He breaks down every single button. He tells you exactly what it does, how you can use it creatively. It's a great video. So if you're interested in the actual layout and what the buttons do on the controller, make sure you check out this video. But of course, if you want my opinion on where I think this sits in the market, the price range, and maybe a controversial little opinion I have on Pioneer at the moment, then make sure you stick around and watch the rest of the video. So Pioneer have released this as a flagship all-in-one DJ system, which is fair enough. You know, it's a massive piece of equipment. You know, the size of it, the weight of it, the price of it, it's all huge. It's all made to be a mainstream piece of equipment, to be made for be put in the clubs, for big DJs, for people to use on a regular basis to perform in front of people. So it actually features all of the best things and ideas from all the last pieces of equipment. So it has mechanical jog wheels, it has the screens in the middle of the jog wheels, it has the CDJ and Nexus setup layout in terms of the mixer section and the screen and the buttons. Everything looks very club standard, everything looks very expensive, and of course when you're paying the sort of price you're paying for this equipment, of course you want that. So obviously this sits in the upper region of the market. It's aimed more for professional use in clubs, in bars, for events. It's not really made for a home DJ. It's not made just to sit on your desk while you practice and, you know, do easy transitions and upload mixes to YouTube. It's made for real life, big events and for performing in front of hundreds of people, because this piece of equipment is expensive, it's reliable, and it has a lot of creative techniques on there. So the only problem I actually have with Pioneer at the moment is that, like, they haven't released a new club standard piece of equipment, a new club standard setup now in a while. And I'm thinking maybe this is it. Like, this is what they are going more towards. Maybe they don't want to do the single players and then the mixer and the... Maybe they want to head more into a direction where they're just releasing an all-in-one DJ system. Now, I wouldn't be surprised over the next year or two if Pioneer actually release a 4-deck all-in-one system. You know, 2 decks on one side, 2 decks on the other, a mixer in the middle, all built together. I think that's coming, and I think that's what Pioneer now is aiming to be the club standard setup. It's obviously going to be very expensive, and it's going to be something that a lot of people want to buy. And I think that once they do release it, it's going to be the next big thing of, hey, this is the thing you now have in your clubs. This is the thing you now need to learn. But interestingly enough, we haven't actually seen that much in terms of like revolutionary features come out over the past 4 or 5 years from Pioneer. You know, this piece of equipment I've got was released 2 years ago. And as you can see, it's got all the pads on there, the effects, and the piece of equipment they're releasing at the moment, just like this XZ, features the performance pads on these entry-level controllers. Now, of course, the reason why they are featuring them is because their Nexus setup, you know, the club standard setup, is missing those. It's because they are needed in that club standard setup. You know, the hotkeys are very small in the upper left-hand corner of the players, and they're quite tricky to get to, where these are a lot easier, and they're just a lot better in general. Now, of course, a lot of the DJ critics and people who make full-time videos are obviously praising this thing. Of course, it is a very good piece of equipment. Obviously, there's no denying that this thing can be used very, very well by DJs. You can do incredible, crazy, creative things on this that are going to wow people and that are going to make your sets amazing. But I also think that it's kind of a little bit of a cop-out by Pioneer, in my opinion anyway. This thing is coming in at over £2,000, which is a very, very expensive piece of equipment. And if you compare it to something like the XDJ-RX2, there's not, for me anyway, there's not enough difference there that you're going to be like, okay, I now need this piece of equipment instead. It's very similar in terms of the features they have, and the XDJ-RX2 is a lot cheaper. So for me, it's kind of like a bit of a useless piece of equipment in this current market, because although it is an upgrade, and you know, some people are killers for upgrades, and sure, upgrades are good in the long run because it's building towards something. Sure, like I said, hopefully the 4-channel 4-deck mixer this is what they're building towards. But at the moment in time, I personally think that this piece of equipment, it doesn't really have a place in the market. Now, as I said, you can use four decks on this thing. You can use 4 channels, but you need to plug in 2 external players. So you're going to need 2 CDJs. And for me, then this thing becomes pointless, because you might as well just have 4 CDJs or 3 CDJs and a mixer in the middle. Now, you can say, well, this thing is cheaper than 2 CDJs and a mixer, and that is a good point. And considering it does very similar things, and sure, if you're going in to DJing maybe as a club or as a bar and you needed a piece of equipment and you was looking to buy one brand new from Pioneer, this would of course be probably the one you're going to look at buying, because it features all the professional features and stuff you need, but for a more competitive price. But as I said, I'm a little bit disappointed in Pioneer. The last couple of releases they've done have been a little bit kind of disappointing. The DDJ-200 was amazing. I cannot fault them for the DDJ-200, and the DDJ-400 was also a great piece of equipment. But from kind of going upwards, the more high-end equipment is still, for me, they're missing something revolutionary. They're missing something great, something fantastic. And as I said, if they release this 4-channel, 4-deck controller all-in-one system, and they release it for a decent price, maybe like £3,000-ish, then they're going to take over. But at the moment, it's kind of stagnating a little bit. You know, they're releasing that many good low-end controllers, and other companies are as well, that I know a lot of people are actually going for the cheaper equipment. I've been in many bars and clubs recently, and people are just using cheaper equipment. You know, the XDJ original one, the RX, just the first one they released, I see that used a hell of a lot out. I see cheaper pieces of equipment like the 400, like the SB3 series. I see loads of people using them, and they work well. You know, you can't deny that for the price and the creative techniques they have and the ability they have, they're faultless, really. You know, they can do everything these upper-end pieces of equipment can do. Of course, they can't do it as well, and they're missing a couple of the finer-tuned features, but realistically, you know, I can do just as much on this as most people can do on like club standard setups. Now, of course, they're harder to do on this because you need to maybe remap a couple of buttons, and you need to go into second layers, and you need to do more things and more complicated to do those creative things. But they're available. You know, they can be done. It's just obviously putting more time in, and of course, you are relying on a laptop, which can come with its own negatives and its own troubles. So I've had a nightmare before where I've been playing an engagement party and my laptop just decided to freeze. I was playing music and it just froze. And what could I do? I had to quickly pull my phone out, plug that in, just get a song playing on my phone while I tried to work out why my laptop died and get it set up and get the next song. And it was just a nightmare. And of course, that was because of the laptop, you know, and that's obviously avoidable if you decide to skip one of these and get one of the high-end pieces of equipment. But of course, the piece of equipment that has just been announced isn't made for people like us, you know, who just DJ as a hobby or DJ in clubs or bars occasionally. It's actually made for the bar owners and the club owners to put that in their club for people to use. So in terms of like, is it a good piece of equipment? Yeah, it's pretty good. Of course, you can't deny the fact that if someone put this in front of you, you would be all over it. You'd be like, this is amazing. Of course it would. It's got every feature you need in terms of DJing, but it's just a little bit disappointing for me in terms of they could have done that little bit more with it. You know, they could have given it the control of 4 decks, you know. We've seen it before on cheap piece of equipment. You can actually use 4 decks just by having 2 jog wheels. Yeah, I'm unsure about why they've not put it into this new system, but, you know, who knows, only time will tell where they're going with all this. But yeah, overall, of course, it's a great piece of equipment. I'm excited to actually get my hands on it and maybe have a little go on it. Let me know what you guys think of this, of course, if you think it's a good piece of equipment, if you think it's heading in the right direction, or maybe you think it's too expensive, or maybe you think they haven't done enough to justify the price. Let me know in the comments. Also, drop the video a like, and be sure to subscribe. Nearly 1,000 subscribers now, so make sure you join the train. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.